Public life often highlights the speeches leaders give and the decisions they make in moments of national change. But today, the story turns to a quieter chapter. At 90, former Jamaican Prime Minister P.J. Patterson lives far from the noise of politics, spending his days in the city that shaped his long career, Kingston. After decades guiding Jamaica through change, he now enjoys a slower rhythm of life, reflecting on a legacy that still influences the Caribbean today. But long before he became one of Jamaica's most influential leaders, Percival Noel James Patterson, better known simply as Patterson, was a boy growing up in the quiet countryside of Western Jamaica. He was born on April 10, 1935, in Hanover Parish, at a time when the island was still under British colonial rule. His father, Henry Patterson, worked as a farmer, while his mother, Ina James, served as a primary school teacher. Through academic excellence, Patterson earned a Purcell Trust scholarship, which allowed him to attend Calabar High School in Kingston, one of Jamaica's most respected institutions. By the time he graduated in 1953, he had already served as president of Jamaica's Sixth Form Association, gaining experience in student leadership and national debate. Education continued to shape his path. Patterson went on to study at the University College of the West Indies, now known as the University of the West Indies at Mona. There, he earned a Bachelor of Arts with honors in English in 1958. But university life gave him more than academic credentials. It exposed him to the wider world of politics and diplomacy. Determined to expand his expertise, Patterson later traveled to Britain to study law at the London School of Economics and Political Science as a Leverhulme scholar. At LSE, he distinguished himself academically, particularly in contract law, even winning the prestigious Sir Hugh Perry Prize. After completing his legal training, he qualified as a barrister, eventually earning the distinguished title of King's Counsel, one of the highest recognitions in the legal profession. Yet Patterson's career didn't begin immediately in politics. Like many leaders before him, he first served his community through education and professional work. After completing his undergraduate studies, he returned to Jamaica and taught English and Spanish at Cornwall College in Montego Bay. Teaching offered him a chance to guide young minds while continuing to study society and public issues. He joined the People's National Party, PNP, during the 1960s and quickly became one of the party's most promising young figures. By the late 1960s and early 1970s, Patterson was already serving as a strategist and organizer within the party, earning respect for his intelligence and political insight. At just 33 years old, he became the youngest vice president in the history of the PNP. Under Prime Minister Michael Manley, Patterson's influence grew steadily. Over the years, he held several critical cabinet roles, including Minister of Industry, Tourism and Foreign Trade, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Development Planning and Production, and later Minister of Finance and Planning. At times, he also served as Deputy Prime Minister, placing him at the center of Jamaica's economic and diplomatic strategy. Then came the defining moment. In March 1992, when Michael Manley stepped down due to health concerns, Patterson was chosen to lead both the PNP and the country. He would go on to guide Jamaica through 3 consecutive election victories in 1993, 1997, and 2002, becoming the nation's longest-serving prime minister with a tenure lasting 14 years. His administration worked to expand access to housing, land ownership, electricity, telecommunications, and water services, while also strengthening Jamaica's role within organizations such as CARICOM and global trade negotiations. In 2006, after more than a decade at the helm of government, Patterson stepped down as prime minister, handing leadership to Portia Simpson Miller, Jamaica's first female prime minister. But retirement did not mean silence. In the years that followed, Patterson continued contributing to international dialogue. He chaired committees for the Commonwealth, served with the Global Leadership Foundation, and worked with organizations promoting Caribbean development and Africa-Caribbean cooperation. By April 2025, Patterson reached an extraordinary milestone, his 90th birthday, celebrated across Jamaica and the Caribbean as a statesman who helped shape modern regional politics. And today, after a lifetime of leadership and diplomacy, the man once at the center of Jamaica's political stage now spends much of his time in a far quieter setting. House in Kingston, Jamaica. What makes Patterson's residence particularly remarkable is its history. He has lived at 104 Shortwood Street since 1969, long before he became Prime Minister. In a world where many politicians relocate frequently, this address represents something rare: stability and deep roots in the same community for more than half a century. Approaching the property, the first thing that catches the eye is the lush tropical garden surrounding the home. Tall palm trees sway gently above the yard, while pines and flowering plants create a calm, shaded atmosphere. Rose bushes add bursts of color, giving the entire entrance a warm, welcoming feel. It's the kind of garden that immediately suggests a place where someone enjoys quiet reflection and the rhythms of nature. Step inside, and the atmosphere becomes even more personal. The interior is filled with soft, neutral colors and classic furnishings, creating a calm and inviting environment. The walls themselves tell their own story. Jamaican artwork hangs throughout the house, celebrating the island's culture and creativity. Nearby, carefully displayed awards, commemorative badges, and program memorabilia reflect the long public journey Patterson has taken, from student leader to Jamaica's longest-serving Prime Minister. But while the home offers a glimpse into Patterson's quieter life today, it also raises another interesting question. After decades of public service at the highest level, what does his financial legacy look like? Income and net worth. Unlike celebrities or major business figures, Patterson's wealth has largely grown from a lifetime in public service. Most available estimates suggest that the former Jamaican Prime Minister has a net worth somewhere between $3 and $5 million. While exact financial disclosures are limited, this figure reflects many years of government salaries, retirement benefits, and professional activities after leaving office. The foundation of Patterson's income was built during his more than 30 years in Jamaican politics. Beginning in the 1970s, he held several major cabinet positions, including Minister of Finance and Minister of Foreign Affairs, before eventually becoming Prime Minister in 1992. Salaries for Jamaican leaders have traditionally been modest compared to those of political leaders in larger economies. For example, records show that in 2002, Patterson earned about 2.3 million Jamaican dollars per year as Prime Minister, which was approximately $46,000 at the time. One of the most important sources of income in Patterson's later years is his pension as a former Prime Minister. In recent years, this pension has reportedly been adjusted to around 28.5 million Jamaican dollars annually, which translates to approximately $178,000 per year. Since Patterson retired from office in 2006, this pension has provided a stable and consistent financial base. Retirement from active politics did not mean the end of his professional work. Patterson has remained involved in a number of international policy organizations and advisory groups. He has contributed to think tanks and global leadership initiatives, including roles connected to organizations such as the Caribbean Research and Policy Center, the Global Leadership Foundation, and groups supporting Africa-Caribbean partnerships. While the exact compensation for these advisory roles is not publicly disclosed, former world leaders in similar positions often receive consulting fees or stipends that may range from tens of thousands to over $100,000 for major advisory engagements. Another smaller but meaningful contribution to his income comes from Patterson's work as an author. In 2018, he published his memoir titled My Political Journey, a reflective account of his decades in Jamaican politics and international diplomacy. Industry patterns suggest that such publications can produce total royalties ranging between $50,000 and $200,000 over time, though exact figures for Patterson's book have not been publicly confirmed. Yet perhaps the most meaningful part of his legacy is not measured in financial terms at all. Instead, it can be seen in the educational initiatives, cultural programs, and global partnerships he continues to support. Philanthropy. One of the most significant initiatives connected to his name today is the Patterson Institute for Africa-Caribbean Advocacy at the University of the West Indies, Mona campus. Established in 2020, the institute was created to deepen cooperation between Africa and the Caribbean, two regions linked by shared history and cultural roots. As statesman in residence, Patterson helps guide the institute's work in public policy discussions, economic partnerships, and diplomatic engagement. The organization promotes research and dialogue on issues such as trade, investment, cultural exchange, and social development. In recent years, it has even explored modern initiatives including educational innovation and pilot projects involving artificial intelligence, showing that Patterson's vision for the region remains forward-looking. Education has always been central to Patterson's philosophy, and that commitment is also visible through the Patterson Endowment Fund at the University of the West Indies. Supported partly by his own personal contribution, reported to include a donation of around $100,000, the fund provides scholarships for students to study at other UWI campuses across the Caribbean. The goal is simple but powerful: encourage regional integration by allowing young scholars to experience different cultures and perspectives within the Caribbean community. Even the proceeds from his memoir, My Political Journey, have helped support this initiative. Patterson also serves as a patron of the university's Global Giving Program, continuing to champion educational opportunities for future leaders. His philanthropic interests also extend into Jamaica's cultural life. Patterson currently serves as co-chairman of the Rex Nettleford Foundation, an organization dedicated to preserving and promoting the artistic and intellectual legacy of Rex Nettleford, one of Jamaica's most influential scholars, dancers, and cultural advocates. Through this foundation, programs supporting education, culture, and the arts continue to inspire new generations across the island. Beyond the Caribbean, Patterson has remained involved in global efforts to strengthen leadership and governance. Since 2006, he has been a member of the Global Leadership Foundation, an international nonprofit made up of former heads of government who offer discreet guidance to current leaders on issues such as democratic governance, conflict prevention, human rights, and economic stability. Yet behind these global initiatives and public contributions lies a more personal side of the man who once led Jamaica for 14 years. Personal life. While his speeches, policies, and diplomatic work were widely discussed, Patterson rarely placed his personal world in front of cameras or headlines. At the center of that quieter chapter was his marriage to Shirley Field Ridley. The two married on August 24, 1960, long before Patterson rose to national leadership. Those who knew the couple often described their relationship as steady and supportive. During the early years of Patterson's career, when he was building his reputation as a lawyer and rising within the People's National Party, she was widely regarded as a calm and loyal presence beside him. Tragically, their life together was cut short when Shirley passed away suddenly in 1982. Her death came during an important period of Patterson's political journey and was deeply felt by family and close friends. Together, Patterson and Shirley had two children, a son and a daughter. As with much of his family life, he chose not to place them at the center of public attention. Instead, he allowed them to live largely outside the political arena, maintaining the privacy that he has always valued. Outside politics, Patterson has long held a deep appreciation for Jamaican culture and sport. Music, for example, has always been close to his heart. He is known to enjoy jazz as well as Jamaican music, reflecting the island's vibrant cultural traditions. Sports have also been a lifelong passion. Like many Jamaicans, he follows cricket closely, but he has also shown interest in boxing, tennis, and athletics, all sports deeply woven into the Caribbean's sporting identity. Now, at 90 years old, Patterson lives a quieter rhythm of life in Kingston. Though he occasionally appears at academic forums, cultural events, and regional discussions, much of his time is spent reflecting on a remarkable life of service. Thank you for spending time with us today. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe so you can join us for more inspiring journeys into the lives and legacies of remarkable figures around the world.